Your story needs a power map to determine who owns the world at the beginning of your story, the protagonist or the antagonist, and which direction the power is flowing in the story as we enter into the story world. That will determine the general arc of your story, the kinds of plot points you have, how your antagonist will act, how your protagonist will act, and what are kind of some of the central tropes that you're going to see in your story. There's typically three predominating power maps that you see in stories, although there are more than this, at least three more. There is the siege, there's the spark, and there's the infiltration. The siege is basically a story in which the good is prevailing and dominates the world, but they are under siege by an insurgent antagonist. That's the story of Harry Potter. It's the story of Lord of the Rings. And in this story, what you have are the protagonists having to make sacrifices to reaffirm their values in order to reestablish the foundations of the good world, and so on. The second kind, the spark, is where you have a character move into a situation where the antagonists dominate, but they are fragile, weakening, there's insurgencies, and they are there to act as leaders and sparks to move the struggle forward. The third kind, the infiltration, is where the antagonist dominates, but there are no big threats from the inside or from the outside of the system. And in that case, the struggle is not about awakening so much, it's about people hiding in order to find ways to expose the corruption at the heart of the system. That's the story of Hamlet. That's the story of Red Rising, for instance. There's other ones too, things like Stasis, where the protagonist and the antagonist are in balance with each other. There's ones in which you have the antagonist in decline and they're like a cornered animal. There's another one where the protagonists are in decline and the antagonist is the one who is on the rise and who plays the role of a protagonist, like Breaking Bad or Macbeth, for instance.